welcome to the inaugural here on Beyond the Summit. I am What Is Hip. You're going to be watching Orange Esports going up against Execration in the inaugural, where 12 of the best teams from Southeast Asia, Korea, and Oceania will be playing for their share of the $3,000 prize pool. So this is going to be a best of three. So we're going to be following this series all the way through, and we'll see what these teams do have in store for us. To be honest, I'm going to be a bit interested to see what kind of picks we get, what kind of bans we get, who is popular right now in the Southeast Asian scene. I guess we will find out shortly. Through the first round of bans, we've got the Invoker as well as the Lycan and the Naga Siren. Naga Siren, a bit unusual, but I mean, Miracle obviously comes from this area, and Naga, I think, has been embraced by the Southeast Asian community, so not too surprised to see that ban. One thing I'll be interested to see is, are these teams interested in Ember Spirit? I asked around. No one was really sure. I think it depends from team to team. Some teams in the Eastern scene really like playing the Ember Spirit. You know, you look at a team like IG, they really prioritize that for Ferrari. But a lot of teams have no interest in the hero at all. For whatever reason, I think they just they haven't really used the 4-4-0 build. It doesn't really fit into their metagame quite as well. And Batrider is our last ban from Orange Esports. And Execration, they're going to pick up a Doom as their first pick. Doom, I mean, he's such a versatile hero. I can completely get behind picking him this early in the draft just because he can go anywhere. I mean, he can mid lane, he can easy lane, he can jungle. We have seen off lane Dooms before. But that's really extremely situational because you can't really go against anything that has some extremely hard stuns because you're really relying on Scorched Earth to get away, to regen up all of your HP. And Orange just go with the Nature's Prophet. Very stable first pick. Not too surprised. Nature's Prophet is just, he's come back to prominence. What a good hero. I mean, if he gets shut down in lane, he can head over to the jungle, and he just pretty much always has a decent impact on the game unless you're getting absolutely crushed. If you're getting completely pushed on, he's not great, but pretty much all those scenarios, he is just fine. And they also picked themselves up a Dazzle, and I actually really like this hero. I mean, he's got a great skill set in the laning phase. He has Poison Touch, which is really nice for harassing out offlaners. He's got the Wave, which is pretty good for early little engagements, especially if you pick him the right lane partners. And then he's got Shallow Grave to make sure that you have a get out of jail free card for the most part. Not always a get out of jail free card, but usually you can pull your heroes out of some pretty sticky situations using Dazzle and Execration. They're going to pick up the Shadow Shaman, another hero we've been seeing quite a lot of. I mean, I've said this earlier in the cast room earlier today, but just Shadow Shaman has such a strong skill set. All of his abilities really have a measurable impact on the game.
10
so
seconds
I'm a big fan of this hero. I mean, he does need a little bit of space to sort of get rolling along, but man, what a hero. He's got two great disables. Ether Shock is a pretty good nuke, and then obviously we've got the Ward, which, I mean, what more? What can you ask for? He does everything. Slices, dices, pushes, ganks, team fights well. Just really, really great hero at the moment. Slark is banned out for Execration. This is a hero that I, have not seen as much of, but earlier today, Chinese teams picked it up, super played it, and it was a great effect. I mean, Slark is really a mid-game powerhouse. He just dishes out tons of damage. Once Pounce and Dark Pact are maxed out, you can get like a Shadow Blade or something. You can just absolutely melt enemy supports, even enemy carries that don't have a lot of HP. Someone like a Shadow Shaman is basically just food for a Slark, so I like this quite a bit. Centaur Warrunner also banned out. I think this makes a lot of sense because right now all they have is the Dazzle, and if Dazzle gets disabled by a Blink Centaur, then he can't really provide anything, and they also don't have a ton of HP on their team right now. Dazzle doesn't have a lot of HP. Nature's Prophet also does not have a lot of HP, and good Stomp Double Edge could put them in a lot of trouble. Execration is going to ban out the Viper here. Just another solid laner. I mean, he can get an early mech. He can contribute a lot to early team fights, early pushes, and pushing strategies. Viper is pretty decent just because he helps you kill heroes so you can clear out the way for someone like a
remaining.
Nature's Prophet or something to push. So I think this is a very reasonable
5
ban here
seconds remaining.
by Execration. And Ember is the last one, so he's getting a bit of
Dire
respect
team
here.
pick.
Doesn't make it through the second phase, and Orange Esports quickly snap themselves
Radiant
up
team
a Mirana.
pick.
So this sets them up for what potentially could be an offensive tri-lane with the Dazzle and the Mirana. Both of them fairly aggressive heroes. They do really need some kind of hard stun in that lane. Shadow Demon actually could work really well. You can Disruption and then block them in, drop the Shadow Wave and an arrow as well, and that's pretty much just a dead hero no matter who it is. So that could be an option for them. They also could pick something a bit more traditional. I mean, CM isn't
10
terribly great
seconds
in
remaining.
offensive lanes, but you know, just any support
5
that's
seconds
got a
remaining.
decent skill set, some kind of stun, some kind of disable, I think could go pretty well in this Orange Esports tri-lane.
Reserve time.
It's possible, I guess, that this is going to be a support Mirana, but I don't know. I mean, a lot of the Korean teams I've seen run it as like a roaming Mirana, and it's not great, but I think you get a lot more consistent result if you do run it as a core. It's not quite as powerful, but in the mid game you definitely can have a lot to contribute, especially if you're able to get a very early hand of Midas to sort of propel your farm along. I don't know. I mean, I like the hero. I think you do have to have a good execution. You need to have some decent setup for arrow. Otherwise, things can go quite badly. And if you just start whiffing all your arrows, then you know your whole strategy sort of falls apart. Execration going to pick themselves up a Chen, so they're declaring their intentions fairly easily. I think this is going to be like a utility Doom. Just pick up a very quick mechanism and you know, some kind of creep to help you with your push, whether that's a Wild Wing or you get a Hellbear Smasher to just start clearing out waves and hitting people. But I think Execration are going to be looking to bring the push to Orange and just start knocking down towers as quickly as possible. I mean, this is a fairly clear statement, in my opinion. You've got the Shadow Shaman, you can drop the wards. You've got the Doom, who's going to bring some healing, bring some bulk, and also Doom, obviously a great disable. And they're just going to be looking to knock down towers. So we'll see how Orange want to respond to this. They might just want to crank on the aggression in the early laning phase and just try to make it so Execration can never really 5-man up. That seems to be the most common reaction to this sort of thing. You just basically make it so they can never 5-man. You just constantly get pickoffs and keep them from really ever assembling their little push ball. Obviously, that does require fairly good execution, so it's not the easiest thing to do in the world. And there they go. They pick up the Sand King. This is the setup we're looking for. And I actually really like this pick because, you know, it provides them some stability. And if the lane doesn't go great, he can just get a couple levels in Sandstorm, hop straight into the jungle, and basically just call it a day. Get a quick Blink Dagger. And I don't know. I mean, this looks like a fairly good laning setup to me. I think whoever that this goes up against, whether this is an aggressive tri-lane for Orange or a defensive tri-lane, they're going to get a lot of kills because as soon as Sand King has a couple of levels, the range on Burrow Strike gets a lot better and it's a lot easier to set up these things. Storm Spirit's the pick here for Execration, so this is a really powerful pick right now. I mean, as long as he doesn't get hit by an arrow, he's going to have pretty much free reign on the map. He's going to be able to do whatever he wants. So I really like this pickup quite a bit. All these heroes are quite squishy, die very easily to a Storm with an Orchid. So this is a really strong pickup by Execration, and it helps him dive past the tower. Anything that helps you get pickoffs helps you with a pushing strategy. That's why Night Stalker used to be so popular. But now there's heroes that really just outclass him. So Storm Spirit, definitely one of them. You just want to get a pickoff and then push down the tower, because the pickoff really enables you to push safely. And the last ban is the Nakes. I think this makes a lot of sense because they've got great vehicles with the Storm Spirit to drop in some Nakes bombs, and that's exactly what Orange Esports do not want. They want to set up the fight themselves. They want the fight to be on their terms. Otherwise, they might just get rolled over. OD is the last ban here for Execration, clearing out a very powerful mid laner that can be benefited by the space that's created by this tri-lane. So I think this is a good ban as well, and I think we're going to see OD slowly enter back into the meta. He's just such a powerful hero. He can really have a huge impact on the game if he gets like 10 minutes of space. So I really like OD, and I think that this is a very valid ban as well. So good draft, I think, from both teams so far. And Orange going to pick themselves up to do something here. They picked themselves up a TA, someone that benefits a lot from Dazzle, the armor reduction that you get from Weave. Templar Assassin can definitely do some work on this team. Chop through Chen, chop through Shadow Shaman. It's going to be really hard for them to kill this Storm Spirit, though. That's really the only thing that I'm worried about for Orange. They need to get a Burrow Strike off on him and then chain together the arrow to really be able to kill him. That's going to be pretty difficult. If he buys a BKB, he's going to have free reign on the map. It's going to take him a while to do that, though. Against this team, you really, I mean, he might not even get one. He doesn't really even need one at any point, so I think he'll probably just go the normal Orchid route, and then, you know, maybe from there he goes for like a Lincoln's or something.
Reserve time.
Kind of depends. Kind of depends on how they're doing at that point, but this Storm really is going to go pretty much unanswered at this point. How are Execration going to wrap this together? It looks to me like they probably need an offlaner. And there it is, the Darkseer. Going to tie it together for Execration, and Darkseer hero that has really become extremely popular in the West. Universe has been extremely strong on that hero. You've really seen him have a huge impact on some of these games that he's been playing in. So Darkseer does need a bit of space, but I think they can probably create that with this little push that they've got moving along here. Ion Shell pushes the creeps in as well. So I think it's going to be a battle of execution. If Orange can execute the way that they really need to, I think this game could be pretty easy for them. If they don't, well, they're just probably going to get rolled over. So we'll see how that goes. We're going to be loading in here in just a couple of minutes. And something I do want to check is I assume that this last person is winner, but he's got a different name, so I do just want to make sure. Fairly heavy advantage going into this in the bets. Orange Esports is at about 70%, and we'll see if it continues. And they pay it off. This is winter, so
prepare for battle.
Nothing unexpected there. I'll switch over the overlay before you guys go absolutely insane again. I am What Is Hip. This is the inaugural best of 3. Orange going up against Execration. We've got Insidious C on the Sand King, Ysera on the Templar Assassin, Sharky on the Dazzle, Dear God, I'm just going to call him XXO on the Marana. And all the way in the front, we've got Winter on the Nature's Prophet. On the other side of things, we have Ninja Boogie on the Doom, BG on the Shadow Shaman. And we're going to have to pause the introduction for a minute. I think we might have them running straight into each other. Oh my God, did he actually not see him? Wow, Winter. Now they've got a pretty heavy advantage. Although there's a remnant, they're not able to actually catch him. They shoot at the arrow. Ooh, just off the mark. So not quite going to get that one, but that could have been a really easy kill for them. I can't believe he hid like that. AA on the Storm Spirit, finishing out the introductions. We've got Fox on the Shen, and you on the Darkseer. Apologies if that's incorrect. So it looks like this is going to be an aggressive tri lane. No surprises here, to be honest. This is really what I was expecting. And they do have some very early damage, very early aggression that they're going to be able to crank on here. And it's going to be against a dual lane. So unless this Chen has a lot that he can really do in this game, it's just this lane I think is going to go very badly for Execration if they do fully commit to this tri lane. Looks like Dazzle might start out in this mid lane. We'll see if he actually wants to rotate out. Well, it's possible they might be just leaving. Are they just going to leave this Miranda down here? Well, they might just leave this Miranda down here. Sharky, I don't really know what Sharky's doing. He's sort of just wandering around it right now. Doesn't have sentries or anything. He blocked a camp. Really have no idea what he is doing, but I'm sure we'll find out. Looks like he might be staying around the mid lane area, trying to make sure that Templar Assassin can get proper XP. Drops down a very defensive ward here to ensure that Ysera doesn't get caught. Insidious C looking at wrapping over to the mid lane. Ninja Boogie does see him. The range on level 1 Burrow Strike is embarrassingly small, so can't quite initiate there. And now the Storm Spirit does have to be a bit careful. If he gets Burrow Strikes, fairly easy for him to go down. And now this Marana has free reign over this lane. And then the top lane, things look like they're going to start heating up pretty much immediately. As a couple heroes starting to smash into each other. We've got Fox and BG here, looking to possibly go on Sharky and Winter. We've got the Darkseer over here as well, so they're doing a good job of keeping the creeps just in a place where they can get last hits on them. Winter 5 CS already. The mid lane is pretty even. 7-7. 7-6 now, but very even still. And Mirana off to the hot start over Ninja Boogie. There's a TP coming in. Now, there's a Sand King here as well. But wow, this Mirana's taking so much damage. Holy crap, he needs to shoot out the arrow. No, he doesn't. Now he needs to be careful not to die to the Scorched Earth. Pops out the arrow. Needs a little bit of help here. If he gets smacked, it could be a bit of an issue. This is an Alpha Wolf early, but now first blood for Winter. I don't think that the Mirana was intending on that Doom having a crit wolf already, the Alpha Wolf, so took a little bit of extra damage there, but he's just fine in the end. He's got a bunch of tangos. Gonna heal back up. Clarity pop for the Nature's Prophet. He's got himself some phase boots already, so that's a lot of damage that they can dish out on the Doom. And it looks like Execration are just going to take this top tower rather, and sack bottom lane. As now Ninja Boogie getting nailed again, and the phase boost from Nature's Prophet going to work. There's another easy kill. Sand King picks that one up on Ninja Boogie. He is now 0-2, and just dying really. Can't really do much. It's going to be a bit of a bottle crow here by Sarah. They're going to upgrade that as soon as possible to make that guy move along. He is quite slow right now. Poor little guy. And there's the initiation on Sharky. They do have the Ion Shell. I'm not sure they actually have enough damage to kill him, no. No Hex to follow it up. And now they're moving on A. He's only level 4. Ysera a bit afraid here. Does not want to get pulled under the tower. Can definitely create a very sketchy situation for himself, to call it the least.
Dire's top tower
And they do knock down the tower after all this pressure. So Execration sacking the bottom lane in favor of taking that top tower. We'll see how they want to move from here. Wow, that is a sweet courier. But in the mid lane, he gets burrow struck. Ysera, and he does get pulled into the tower. So now he's taking a lot of extra damage. But Winter, just a couple right clicks away, decides to back off. Too much HP on AA. And he's going to send that bottle back. Bottle crow along. Mirana's off to a hot start in this bottom lane. Going to quickly go for phase boots herself. Really been assisted by those 2 kills on the Doom, obviously. And now Ysera's back, and they're going to try to... there's the Hex. Do they have the follow-up? Yes, they do. There's the Shackle. They have the Ensnare as well from the Troll. And Ysera, he has Meld available. Is he going to use it? Yes, he... wow, actually dodges a lot of attacks there. And that's going to save him. What a play. Disjointed, I think, 2 attacks. Maybe even 3. 1 from the Troll as well. I think that kept him alive. He might have still lived, but it was fairly close. Nice play there. Now he's bottled up, back to full HP, full mana. Gank attempt failed by Execration, and they really want to make that one happen because, to be honest, they really need to get back into this. And it looks like Ninja Boogie, is he going to go down again? Still only a level 1 on that Burrow Strike, but no, he gets caught. There's the arrow follow-up. Starfall available, and he's going to go down. Mirana picking up another one. 0-3 for Ninja Boogie. Rough start. Very rough start for him. Let's check out a couple of these supports. Well, Sharky's managed to put himself together some brown boots, so that's fairly decent. And anything purchased up here by the Nature's Prophet. He still just has those phase boots. Bit of gold as well. I think he's probably going to build towards the Midas. It's just going to be so early. It's going to be so good. And now 4 gather up again in one lane. Execration looks like they're going to try to take this bottom lane tower now as well. Mirana has no mana really. So, not much that she can actually offer to this resistance. Execration lining up to take down another tower. Orange is doing a good job of getting a couple kills and making sure that they don't get buried in a gold disadvantage from all these towers going down. But I think they do need to do something about this push because they're going to quickly lose a lot of their outer towers and not really get anything in return. Kills are great in the early game, but these towers going down can just bury you in gold disadvantage, which sometimes you can't come back from. So I think we're going to see them try to be a bit more active, but it looks like Execration have decided to back off. Now we've got the Darkseer in the mid lane. This is a fairly good matchup for the Darkseer if he does stick around here for a while. Looks like they are going to actually just swap lanes because Ion Shell is extremely good against Refraction, so it pretty much invalidates that skill entirely. You have a little bit more HP, so Storm looks like he's just going to settle down in this top lane. They need to get him some farm. They need to get him some solo levels, which so far hasn't been an issue. Has not died. Not a ton of CS, 30 last hits on either side. I mean, it's okay. It's not great, though. It's just been a lot of pressure in all these lanes. They haven't really been able to farm as much as they normally do. Shadow Shaman Trying to get a disable off there, not quite able to do so. Sharky's here as well. 3 levels in Shadow Wave. And actually 2 levels in Grave. Sort of an interesting build here. Normally you see only 1 level in Grave for a while, and you just level up Poison Touch. It does give you a lot of damage. But it looks like he's opted for 2 levels in it in case they get themselves in a bit of a sticky situation. He's kind of just protecting the Mirana right now, making sure that he doesn't get jumped on, he doesn't go down, doesn't die to a smoke gank or something, which there is a smoke actually on BGO1 right now. Are they going to use it? I'm not sure it'd be terribly effective right here.
Denied.
Ring of Aquila picked up for that Mirana. Gives you a lot of damage. Really nice on these Agi carries ever since they give it a buff. Gives you 18 damage. The mana regen also pretty needed from Mirana. If you are trying to spam out Arrow, trying to use Starstorm to farm at all, you really need that Aquila with mana regen. And no, spots out another one. Great play so far by this Mirana. Playing very conservatively, not moving too far up. He's got perfect creepy grill over him, just making it so hard for Execration to kill him. They really want to. They've had these 2 heroes sort of committed down here for quite a while, and now they're going to run straight into Sharky, straight into Assiduous Sea. Are they going to move forward here? Out goes the Hex, no follow-up. Test of Faith following through. There's the Centaur Stomp, the Wave, and now the Mirana has arrived. Starstorm going to fail to come through. There's the double proc, and down he goes to the right. It's like Shallow Grave Goose. Now A, moving forward on Sharky, wants to take him down, MLS, but that's not enough when there's a Sentry Ward. They are able to take him down, so they trade 1 for 1. Here at 8 minutes, 4-1 in favor for Orange, but finally Execration do get themselves a return kill on Sharky. Probably not exactly who they wanted to kill, but they'll pretty much take anything at this point. They do need to secure themselves a couple of kills and create some space for them to push down some towers. This Shen's still not level 6. He's only level 4 actually. He's been kind of just wandering around trying to make something happen. Same with the Shadow Shaman, who is now getting sent all the way home. And what kind of build are we going to have on this Doom? He has picked himself up a Bracer. Maybe he's going to go for an early drum for a little bit of the HP. I do really like Mechanism on this hero. I think it gives you a lot. I think they just lagged really hard. Yeah. The game lagged a little bit as well. So I'm just going to wait for them to come on back. And I'm going to move away from this TP noise. Where is he actually going? Where are you? There he is. Going to the top lane. Oh god, that like lagged unpausing. Might have to wait a little bit here. Sometimes these Southeast Asian servers are a little questionable. They have a fair amount of lag occasionally, so if you guys are getting lag in game, I'd recommend you check it out on the stream. But if you're watching on the stream, you might want to pick up the ticket if you'd like to control your own camera. It's only $1.99 available in the store. So still level 4 on these 2 supports. They really need to make something happen here. And Hand of Midas on Templar Assassin. This has been something that's actually been extremely common lately, and it helps you snowball a little bit harder sometimes. If you get an early advantage, you can sort of utilize that with the Hand of Midas, get your levels, and that's the big thing on Templar Assassin, is levels equal damage. So the gold is nice and all, but really you're getting extra XP, which translates very directly into quite a bit of damage. Huge smoke gank here by Execration. Looks like they're looking for the Nature's Prophet here in the jungle. I have to imagine they... Ooh, did he notice that body block? No, maybe he did, but there's the pull. Now the Shadow Shaman right behind. There's the Shackle. That's going to clean that one up quite easily. And Fox, not even involved in that one, really. Does not do too much. Trap goes down to give a bit of vision to see if they rotate through. And are Orange going to try to... Oh, they smoke gank up themselves. They're going to fight this. They're going to ram heads together. And we'll see who gets the edge. You, Iron Shell, and Orange. Are they deciding to back up here? They need to be careful. They want this engagement to start on their own terms. They need to get a decent arrow. Otherwise, things can go awry rather quickly. A lot of creeps here, creating a big screen. They're going to Moonlight Shadow. I think they're going to initiate off that, but it looks like they might have showed Nature's Prophet ulti coming in. The arrow is going to hit BGO1. Now Winter's here as well, but he gets immediately doomed. The rest of Orange seem to have... Wow, what a burrow strike. 3 are caught in that. Fox is so low. There's the Shallow Grave on Insidious, going to keep him alive for the moment. Now the Doom backs up, and somehow no one is dead. Ooh, that was some weird ass pathing. He zipped like this. I think he was going here, and man, that was bizarre. Well, he's stuck on the high ground now. This is a problem. He is not going to be able to get out of here for a bit. I mean, he needs to regen a little bit past 57 mana so he can actually ball not just in place, but actually go somewhere. So, actually, realize he's up here. This might be pretty good for him, but what's he got flying out? Oh, a robe. That's going to give him more than enough to get out of here. Yeah. And he's just going to TP on home. Marana continuing to farm away. Looks like he's just going to be going for the drums himself. I think this is good. It just gives you a little bit of damage in the early game, gives you a little bit of everything, which is really just exactly what you need on Marana. I'm a little surprised he isn't stopping for a Midas. This is pretty common on Marana, because you really need a lot of items to get damage out in the late game. You need like a Manta, you need like a Desolator, you need a lot of stuff to really make it happen. So we'll see if he does stop for something like that. Oh, actually, he gets a Ring of Health. Is he just gonna go straight for a Lincoln's? This is something we see sometimes, and really it turns your carry into like more of a utility. I guess Ysera is their primary damage dealer at this point. He's going to be dealing tons of damage in the mid game, especially once this Midas starts kicking in. So like maybe he just gets a Lincoln's here. Protect him against the Storm Spirit. It's very good against the Shadow Shaman. There isn't too much else that really triggers it. Level Death is something that obviously does. They need to be aware of, but it's possible he might just be able to use it to save his teammates, save himself from a doom. I like to pick up, and now he tries to move forward here on Ysera. Does not work out for him at all. He is brought back immediately. Shallow Grave is used, and the Mechanism as well. Who has picked that up? The Darkseer. So Darkseer picks up the mech. That explains why the Doombringer is not going for one. He has actually finished up his drums now. Trap popped in the mid lane, but they don't decide to continue moving in on it. And there's a send back. Who are they sending home? Actually, AA. I guess he just needs full mana. Will be helpful for him. And he's actually going to head over to the top lane. So it looks like they're going to disengage in the mid lane. Execration not really able to line up their push. After taking down one tower, it's sort of stalled here, which is a big issue, I think. Arrow just off the mark on Ninja Boogie. That one would have really hurt. That would definitely have been a 5-second arrow. Would have been at risk there of dying. He has a lot of HP, so I'm not sure he would have, but still more damage than you really want to take. Sarah just continuing to farm from the mid lane. He has amassed himself 77 CS, which is fairly absurd. Now he's stuck. There's the ensnare shackle as well. There's a Sentry Ward down. I don't think he's going to make it out of this. Down he goes to the punches of the Darkseer and the Ion Shell as well. Down he falls. Is this going to create enough space for that push to start moving along? There's a Doom off on the Marana, so she's going to have to run away here. Going to get chased down. Wow, that's a big crit. And I think with the Dazzle here, she's going to be just fine. Ninja Boogie actually turning around. Knows that this Doom is ending soon. Then has to be careful. But they do lose their middle tower, so things working out for Execration. They use that pick off, take down a tower. And now they're looking for more.
Tower is under attack.
They drop wards on the tier 2. Whoa. This is a statement. They want to kill this tower right now. Are they going to actually commit to this, though? Winter's coming back. And they just drop the wards and then do nothing. I don't really like this, because these do give you a fair amount of gold. It's like 30 apiece, so a little bit of a miscommunication there for Execration. It looks like the Shadow Shaman wanted to commit to the tier 2, but no one else was terribly involved, and it looks like it's going to be EKB next for the Doom. I guess it could be a Halberd, but that seems weird.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And now Orange, I guess it could be a Sanji as well, but we'll see. Orange are going to move into the Roche pick. Very easy for them to do this. They have they've got some armor reduction, and there it is. So looking for the medallion. That makes it very easy with Meld for a very quick Roshan, extremely early in the game. Dazzle keeping everyone in a nice HP with the fraction. Aegis on the ground. Who's going to be the one to pick that up? Looks like it's going to be the Marana. Everyone else has evacuated the pit.
Dire's top tower is
there
under
he goes.
attack.
Does pick that one up. And Blink Dagger finished up for the Sand King. It is a bit late, but he hasn't really been able to get much roam happening. And they march down the top tower. So Execration now starting to really roll along. Pickoffs have sort of stopped for Orange. I think they need to figure out a way to take a team fight or get a couple good pickoffs here. What kind of build are we going to get from this Templar Assassin? Looks like it's going to be treads into BKB. And there we go. Here's the action button for Orange. They hit that one up. Smoke up. Looks like they're headed towards the mid lane. They would love to get 2 pickoffs here. It's going to be really hard for them to kill AA still. He still is not dead. Now they move forward. There's a Burrow Strike. Arrow completely off the mark. Darcy are going to go down anyway. It seems there he goes finally. And they have nothing for the Storm Spirit. Shallow Grave again. He's just able to zap around and do whatever he wants. He's building towards the Orchid. Does not quite have it yet. 1 Oblivion Staff. Almost enough money for the second one. So I think things are actually going okay for Execration. Mostly because this Storm can't really be stopped at this point.
Radiant's middle
he
tower
really has to get hit by an
attack.
arrow, so that means he has to get hit by a Burrow Strike
Radiant
too.
structures
Which
are
just honestly
fortified.
shouldn't really happen, so... We'll see. I think Orange, they're just waiting for to hit their stride here, and if this is going to be Lincoln's, which I have to imagine it is going to be at this point, they're going to wait for the Templar Assassin to get the BKB as well. And then I think it's going to be really easy for them to take fights. Chen building towards what looks to be a 4-staff after only brown boots. Actually really poor. Poor Chen. He is up to level 8 now, so he's recovered a lot of that level disadvantage he has. There is a level advantage though for Orange. They are farming the map a bit more efficiently, so not too shocked to see that. Gold slightly an advantage there for Execration, but XP pretty heavily in the favor of Orange. Storm Spirit the only one on equal footing. And now they're going to move forward. Looks like they're possibly thinking about taking this tier 1. They do have the wards to
Radiant's
drop
middle
down.
tower is under attack.
I think that's exactly what they're going to do.
Dire's
Down go the
bottom
wards.
tower is under
AA
attack.
going to clear out the creep wave here easily with these remnants. Then they're going to knock down this tower. Orange going to take a return tower of their own though, so they're okay to trade this. I think they know that they're not quite ready to fight yet. They do have the Blink Dagger on the sanction. For now, they move forward. There's the Burrow Strike Ninja Boogie. He's stuck. They need another stun. Make sure he can't get a good Doom off, but looks like he's not going to be able to get one quite yet anyway. And no one dies. Tower alive. 133 HP, not quite in deny range. But now Orange, they're still moving forward here. There's the Burrow Strike. Arrow flying through. Is not going to hit Egg. Hit. And now, uh-oh, in the back, they're pulling through. The Marana, down goes the Aegis. They put down the wall. Are they going to be able to convert on it, though? It does not look like they have not enough mana for vacuum quite yet, so they can't pull them through that wall, but it does definitely serve as a barrier. They can't walk up the hill. Sending home AA once again. He moves forward, tries to get a bit of damage off, and in comes the Epicenter. Can they actually make something happen? The tower does get denied by Ninja Boogie, but unfortunately, he pays for it with his life for 5 men of Orange, so marching down the lane. What the hell is he building? He's got a plate mail and an ogre club. Well, that is something. Mechanism for winter. So this is really a combat Nature's Prophet. I mean, there's 2 ways to look at the Nature's Prophet. You can split push and get something like a Shadow Blade in a book, or you can just start fighting where you get like a mechanism. You get the medallion to maximize your early game damage or early game healing. Sometimes you go for like a Desolator after this. It's possible he wants to get something like an Orchid or a Hex though. I could see that being fairly strong against the Storm Spirit. Or they really need something to deal with him because at the moment they just have
Radiant's
nothing.
bottom tower is under attack.
Orange going to try to skid himself another tower. Ninja Boogie is moving forward here. Doom not available. And those crits actually really hurt at this
Dire's
point. Damn.
middle tower.
Now, oh, Ninja Boogie, he runs straight into 4. I don't think this is going to go well for him. Down he goes. The Starstorm going to do it. Dominating for the Marana. Now Winter's coming in. They want to get you. There's the Sprout, but they don't have vision. There goes in the trap, and in goes the Burrow Strike. That's enough to clear out the Darkseer. And now Orange going to grab a tower for themselves, and I think this
Radiant's
game
bottom
has
tower
been
has
completely
fallen.
turned around. What started as a decent little advantage for Execration in the beginning, at least in the gold department, definitely now is going to start going the other way at least. Fox, he's stuck. He's going to go down as well. Medallion doing a lot of work. The Marana here as well, and he just gets exploded by the Templar Assassin. There is nothing that Chen can do against that. So Orange starting to really take control of this game. I think we're going to see them rotate down here to the bottom lane. BKB picked up for the Templar Assassin, so he can pretty much ignore that Storm Spirit now and just start right-clicking away. Storm, on the other hand, has managed to pick himself up the Orchid, so this is the item to allow him to start getting pick-offs on pretty much most of these heroes. He won't be able to kill the Sarah now, but some okay pick-offs. Only 800 HP here. Rana doing a bit more since she has the drums. She's a bit more tanky, and I don't think you're going to be killing the Nature's Buff either, actually, because of the itemization. So it's going to be fairly hard for AA to find some picks here. He's definitely going to need some help, whether that's through the Shadow Shaman or the Doom. Shadow Shaman has managed to find himself the Blink Dagger. This is the crucial item on this hero. The mobility it gives you is unparalleled, and it's really what you need. He's going to try to get one of the targets he can take down easily. That's the Sand King. Orchid proc. Gonna do the damage to finish off the Sand King, so Insidious is going to die. And Execration need to keep getting these pickoffs if they want to have a hope here, because when Orange forms up in fights, they just get rolled. And now that Templar Assassin's got a BKB, it's going to be even harder. 4-staff going to be the choice for Sharky here. He is building towards that, not taking too long. He's got a fairly good farm. And let's glance over at the net worth. Wow, that's a very scary net worth. Templar Assassin being that far in front is a big issue. When there's 3 heroes like this in front, you know, regardless of what the graph says, that's bad, because these 3 cores are just dominating anyone else who's on Execration, and this is not good. Execration going to try to just bring this one back home. They're going to rely on the wards to do this, but Mirana going to be more than happy to clear these out. And she's not going to die from them. Look at that. She's just taking them down. And that is a huge waste. Like, that's a couple hundred gold for the Mirana, and that's a huge cooldown use. Like, when you drop wards like that, you need to move in. You need follow-up. Otherwise, you just fed over a couple hundred gold for nothing. And now Orange, they're going to smoke up, I think. Yeah, there we go. They're going to be moving through the jungle. They're looking for some go time here. And I think they know exactly what's going on. Oh, man. Execration. At the worst possible time, they're de-warding. Then comes the Burrow Strike with the Blink Dagger Resistance. BG1, he explodes. There's a gem on the ground. Now they're going to be picking that one up. Ninja Boogie going to be sent home, so at least he won't die here. But now Fox going to go down as well. And I think Orange have just taken this game and completely dominated it. I mean, sure, Doom's used, but these cooldowns keep getting blown by Execration, and then nothing happens. You know, they use Ward, they use Doom, and then nothing happens. Nothing that's helpful for them anyway. Just they all die.
Tower is under attack.
They need a new plan here. I'm not sure what that plan is, but they need a new one.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Now,
under attack.
I mean, they're the team that's supposed to be pushing. They're the team that's supposed to be winning team fights with the Darks here, and I mean, we haven't even seen like a great epicenter or anything. Orange are just getting supreme smoke ganks and just absolutely melting Execration with their Templar Assassin damage. He's got so much farm at this point. This Midas is really starting to kick in, and he is super farmed. Well, mass books up all over the map. 2 recipes in the Chen. Necro 2 up for Winter. Now that he's done his damage in these team fights, he picks up the book to help them push into the base. I think this is the right choice. This is really going to be the problem for both teams. I mean, making it into this base is extremely hard. You've got the wall that can go down right here. Wards can defend as well, so it's going to be really hard for Orange to actually take this high ground without a really nice pick off. The books can definitely help with that. The slow push, you just send them up. Maybe a couple illusions as well. And, you know, the same is true, though, on the other side for Orange. If for some reason Execration do make it to the base, they've got all the Chen creeps to deal with. They have Mirana, they have Epicenter, which is a huge problem. They do have the Storm Spirit to help initiate with that, but Orange have Winter on this Nature's Prophet. You can just rat this one out if it comes to it. So I think things are looking pretty bleak for the Dire. The gold advantage is starting to get bad. The XP advantage is really bad. And almost 10k. In favor of Orange Esports after a little bit of a shaky early game. They have just, I mean, I think they've gotten 10 unanswered kills. I think it was 4-1 at one point. Now it's 4-11, so that is a huge problem. Darkseer picks himself up. The Hooded Defiance, so that's going to be flying out. And he's going to have to drop something for that, but she'll be happy to trade a Stout Shield for a Hood. In the top lane, Orange forming up again. I think they want to knock down this pesky little Tier 1, just try to solidify their map control a little bit. They can put a ward down here or something. and really control the movement. At the same time, Execration going to take this opportunity to push into the bottom tower. The good news for Orange is all they have to do is send the Nature's Prophet over there with a big creep wave, and they'll be able to get that tower very easily. Now Mirana going to come over, clear out the creeps with the Starstorm. Weave goes down as well. And Execration going to have to commit quite a bit to this if they really want to make it happen. Ysera's here.
Radiant's
Got
top tower
4
is
heroes
under
here.
attack.
Templar Assassin has 3,800 gold. Where's she going to go with this? Maybe just buys like a Desolator, or I think the options here are like Desolator or Daedalus. Desolator I think would probably be the better choice, and then you get a Daedalus. And look how scared Execration is. And Orange are like, well, alright, you're just going to let us do whatever we want. We're just going to take Roshan again, because they can do it so fast. Trench Creep's going to check it, but Roshan's basically dead already.
Roshan has fallen to the down.
Mirana again, the one to pick that up. A little bit surprised, but yeah, he goes in. Ninja Boogie follows him up. BKB as well. The Epicenter coming through. This is the opportunity for Execration. Hand of God comes out. They're going to try to make it through this fight. Ysera taking a lot of damage to Mirana. Still has not used that Aegis. Down goes the Templar Assassin. That is 3 kills for Execration. They only lose the Darkseer for it. And now are they going to get the Mirana again? There's the Orchid Ensnare as well. And he's going to get the Lincoln's procced. But no, he's going to go down. But oh, he gets neutraled. Oh my god, what a player. That is annoying. That's just, you're really sad. You are really fucking sad if you're Execration that he got neutraled right there. So they do lose quite a bit for that fairly greedy Roshan. I mean, lose a couple heroes. An interesting Templar Assassin actually stops with a Blink Dagger. I can understand this because now they know that in a straight up team fight they can get destroyed by Epicenter, by Wall, and that's not surprising. I mean, this team is really built for those little close encounter team fights with Wall, with Epicenter, with Vacuum. You can really do a lot of damage. So Execration now going to use this to try to take down the tier 2 tower in the bottom lane. They need to make sure that they turn these pickoffs into very measurable gold advantages, because that's really what they're relying on. They're already so behind an XP, but the Burrow Strike comes through. That's a 2-man Burrow Strike. Ysera coming in as well. Looks like AA going to get sent home out. He goes Ninja Boogie now. The one who's stuck, he pops a BKB. And he is out of here. Oh my god, no he's not. Ysera pops him. Says, no, you're not leaving, man. I'm going to kill you. He takes him down. They don't even get the tier 2, which is actually very low. Someone can come back and deny this. You here in the mid lane does have a Blink Dagger for himself to help with these initiations. Nature's Prophet ulti comes through, but the Mirana has found him. Nope, misses the arrow. Don't think he's going to be able to get him now. If he had gotten that arrow, that would have been a very easy kill for SXO. Chen pounding away in the jungle here. And SXO, where is he going to go from here? I think it's time to pick up some damage. Maybe he gets like a Yasha. And Desolator, very good on this hero as well. And I think someone needs to get a Desolator. Got a lot of physical right click. Any hints who it's going to be? Could still be Ysera. We'll have to find out where they want to go with their itemization here. Pipe picked up by Darkseer. This is fairly good against the Epicenter. That's the big reason they're getting it, just to really turn off that ability, make it so they don't get absolutely destroyed by it. Not a ton of HP here.
Regeneration.
Yeah, basically relying on him to do all the healing. Now they're smoked up, roaming through the mid lane. Who are they going to be able to find? Is it going to be anyone? Ysera can see him waiting. Now he blinks back into the base. And Execration not able to find anyone with this huge smoke gank. This is a lot of time lost. They know this is happening. Look at this. They're all just hiding in the base. They're like, well, smoke ganking, we're really not interested in this. Dying here can be a huge problem, so they don't really want to open themselves up to losing their racks for some stupid reason, like getting picked off on the jungle or something. So they're just going to sit back down and wait till they see someone on the map. And then they'll venture out of their base a bit. Zoning arrow sent out to see what exactly is going on. They've got the right idea, but Execration, they've already evacuated. And I think Execration think that Orange are smoking as well, but they're actually just sitting in their base, so Execration continue to waste a bit of time. At this point, though, Orange wasting time as well. Both teams just hitting 5v5, all gathered up. Whoop, that went all the way across the map. Nope. That Nature's Prophet thing, the Nature's Prophet ulti came through, so they were checking that. And now they see them on the map, they know exactly what's going on, and they move right back out of their base. Templar Assassin, the one to pick up the Desolator. I think this is a great choice. They have lots of critical damage, helps them quite a bit, and some good dewarding going on here as well by Orange. Gonna get this Sentry too, as long as Dazzle comes this way. Well, actually, Sand King has it now, so they're definitely going to get it. Illusion Rune sitting in the river for them. How do Execration battle back into this one? I think they need to get themselves a good pick-off with the Storm Spirit Orchid, but I'm not sure they're going to get the opportunity. They do have the follow-up push to make it fairly easy for them to take Arax if they are able to get a good couple of pickoffs. So that's really why Orange are just hiding in the base, making sure they don't die, because they know if they die, they could lose their racks, which would be a huge problem. Losing a racks obviously is never a great thing, but it's really bad against a team that has a huge push like this. Winter continuing to farm up here. Both teams playing a little bit passively at this point. Execration, I think, need themselves an Aegis to really get a good fight going, or try to fight in the Roche Pit or something like that. A lot of gold here for Winter. Where's he going to go with this? I still think a Hex would be fairly good against this. Oh no, he actually has a BKB. Alright, well, he stopped for the BKB, so that now makes Hex a lot worse. And now the Storm Spirit is going to be able to truly do whatever he wants in team fights. Although buying a BKB on Storm means that you're not buying an item that gives you mana regen or mana, so it does make you a little bit less effective, but the benefit for being able to run around unchecked in the fights is generally worth it. Especially if you already have an Orchid. And it looks like it is probably going to be a Manta style next for the Mirana, so he's getting ready to start dishing out damage. And they move forward. They want to get this tier 1 tower finally. And I think, I'm really surprised they haven't denied this tower. I guess it gives them good map control, so maybe that's the reason they haven't. But Sarah coming over here to the bottom lane. They're going to take down this top lane, and
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Down goes their own bottom lane. And now they're going to need to TP back, as it looks like Execration are starting to form up here. The Necrobook's going up the hill. The Shadow Shaman Wards are dropped as well. Orange, are they going to defend this? There's the fortification. They're waiting for the Sand King. He's really far away. They need him, I think, to really get this fight going their way, despite the pipe. Down goes the Starstorm. They're trying to clear out creeps. Sarah, though, takes damage from the Necro, and wow! Storm jumps on him, drops the BKB as well in the back. He moves forward again, and in comes the Epicenter. Unfortunately, doesn't do too much, as he's only hit BKB'd hero, so he's going to have to back off. MLS pop. There goes the trap. AA does not have enough mana to get to the high ground. Gets sent down anyway, though. Yui going to go down to the Desolator. And another make it out. Wow. Well, they don't actually get the racks, but they all make it out. That could have been pretty bad for Execration. They had to use a lot of BKB charges just to survive, though. So now the Aegis is coming up in 1 minute. Fairly short Aegis. And I think whoever's going to get this is definitely going to be on the proactive path. They did have to buy back the Templar Assassin there, as he got killed after killing the Necrobook, walking all the way back to the base. Storm Spirit went super ham. Shadow Shaman had to... he bought a ward. He bought another gem. Who did he actually give it to? Storm? Yeah, Storm has it. So they need to get their map control back. Right now, they don't really have any wards in relevant parts of the map. This ward is not terribly relevant at the moment, because mostly they're battling over Roche, they're battling in the jungles, so that one doesn't help you too much.
Illusion.
And they are just continuing to check Roshan here. Necro units are up. So both teams high priority on checking that one. Ysera pops off that Necro unit with the refraction, no problem. And I think that's Mana Style on. Nope, that was just an illusion ruin. They smoke back up. They want to get a pick before they head into the Roche Pit. They saw what happened the last time they tried to do this. And now they find Ninja Boogie. He pops the BKB immediately. This just alone might create enough space for them to move in on this. But now they dive forward. There's the ensnare. But unfortunately, the pull doesn't go off. The Lincoln stops it. Insidious C not going to be so lucky. They're going to shout, "Yo, Grave, run." Can he make it out? No, he cannot. Finally goes down to AA. Execration moving forward here without the Sand King. They look a bit afraid. BG darting forward, drops the wards, drops the... Oh my god, not getting the ward trap there in Winter. Kind of a big issue. He is going to go down anyway, though, to the wards. Now AA going to move forward on Sharky. Pops the Shallow Grave on himself. Not sure you're going to make it out of this one, though. Oh, 1-4 staff. Pops the Shadow Wave on himself as well. He needs to not run through the wall. He doesn't run through the wall now. Is he actually going to make it out of here? No, he is not. Down he goes. AA picking that one up. Execration battling back here. Now they get a lot of unanswered kills for themselves, so both teams really not seeming to be able to get a grip on this game. A little bit of an unfortunate initiation there. The Sand King going down. With the Sand King dying like that, they lose a lot of their team fight potential. And now Roche conveniently comes up right after. So they're able to clear this one out. Oh, wow, they actually buy back. There's an engagement on the other side of the map. Ysera, he's gotten caught. He can't go down again. Oh my god, he does go down. Sand King comes in with the epicenter, but only you is taking damage. There's a BKB on Ninja Boogie. He is swinging away. They want to figure out a way to kill the Sand King, but he's already done his damage, so they aren't too concerned about it. Arrow sails through. That's going to miss, but they lose the Templar Assassin, who has already bought back. I'm almost 100% sure. Yes, 2 more minutes. So they can't buy back there. Winter had to buy back as well, and they still lose the Roshan. The agates, the cheese, both in their possession now, although someone needs to pick up that cheese. It's going to be AA. What? Oh my god. Go! Oh my god, I can't believe he didn't go for that. Did he already use leap? No, he could have gone for that. Oh my god. That would have been hilarious. Probably would have died for it, but that's the kind of plays that I like to see. Box has picked himself up. Vladimir's offering. They want to buff the Doom and make sure that their team can live through this fight. The armor is going to be pretty helpful as well against all of this physical damage. Now Orange are the ones who seem to be back on the back foot. Goldgraph starting to move up. XP as well. Man, they had a huge lead and they just can't get it together. Are Orange actually going to be able to close this one out? They had such a big advantage. Man. Just a couple botch executions and they get punished for it heavily. Execration forming up in the mid lane. I think they've decided that they've got a huge advantage. And you know what? I don't think they're wrong. They seem to be winning all these team fights. Immediately they smoke up. They love to grab someone, but 2 major items come online for Orange. They get a Hex and a Manta Style. Is this going to be enough to help them hold this? The BKB on the Storm certainly is going to hurt them quite a bit. Look at this. They're baiting. They want them to go on the Storm. Out goes the trap. Now they know the rest of them are there. Shadow Shaman drops the wards. In goes A. Not able to grab anyone yet, but oh my god, they're all going through. Are they going to be able to hold this? It looks like maybe not. I'm not sure they can. The Doom is going out on Ysera. Now AA is going to work. The tower goes down. Orange Esports looking like they're going to fall in their own base. Nothing left in the tank. AA moving forward. In comes Epicenter. AA moves away from that one. He gets some decent throw strike off, but it's just not enough. Orange Esports, they're hiding behind their throne. They can't live. You just punching Insidious C now. Templar Assassin immediately buys back. The Rax has fallen. And here's the send back on Ninja Boogie. He's going home. AA still going to work here. There's, oh my god, he picks off the Sand King as well. AA just really going to work, and now he might get popped up by the Templar Assassin. Still mana left in the tank. Winter coming over as well. There's the Hex. They are going to grab him on the way out, but they have lost so much. Arax buybacks were everywhere. Now is he going to get caught as well? He's picked himself up a Ghost Scepter. quite a good pickup against this lineup. Double blinks. No one's going to catch him. He's on the way out of here. Is Chen going to send him home? So Orange finally able to get a couple return kills. But what cost? I mean, they lost their mid tower. They had so many buybacks. Sand King buyback. And Templar Assassin buyback. And they still lose the tower. They still get absolutely destroyed in their base. They lose the racks. It is only the range racks, which is not too bad. But they have now opened themselves up. Execration, really impressing. Just starts storming the base. AC picked up for Ninja Boogie. Darksphere definitely a huge component to these team fights. The mech, the pipe have both been really great, helping initiate. And unfortunately, this BKB on the Storm Spirit is just stomping on them. He's just able to do whatever he wants in these fights. Now we need to see a way for Orange Esports to reset. AA did use a lot in that fight, though. I mean, he popped the Aegis, he popped the cheese. Pretty sure he popped the cheese. Yeah, he did. So, he used a lot, but I mean, they got a lot out of it. So now I think they're just going to wait again. Wait to fight in Roshan. Take another fight. And try to win the game. AA has himself a Hex, and this is a huge item for Storm. Gives you a ton of mana. Gives you a ton of damage. That disable is really crucial. Chrysalis is picked up for Ysera. Gonna help amplify his damage quite a bit. The question is he actually gonna be able to connect on someone like a Storm Spirit? It's gonna be hard. Marana going for an MKB next.
Of the woods.
This used to be the standard pickup. I mean, it gives you, makes it so you can't miss uphill, which is pretty crucial in long sieges. Unfortunately, Orange isn't even thinking about that now. As all of Execration, again, they're forming up in the bottom lane. They've decided that they don't need to wait, and they finally turns that plate mail into Shiva's Guard. Execration, are they going to get a good initiation here? Orange is way in the back. They are so afraid. I think they want to wrap around. There's 2 gems on the core here. Well, that's some lag. Holy crap. Alright, well, they're smoked up. They move forward. Darts forward again. Unfortunately, not able to connect on anyone. Oh my god, the lag. There's the pullback. Epicenter sailing through as well. Unfortunately, it doesn't do too much. No one is dead yet. Ysera trying to connect, trying to find someone to kill, but he just can't. All of Orange, again, in retreat. A great sprout by Winter, keeping 2 in there. But unfortunately, I think it's just prolonging the inevitable. More lag. Oh my god. Holy lag. And they're just gonna wait for that to settle a bit. Not ideal, it's in the middle of the team fight, but I'm sure you guys can see the screen is skipping all over the place. And we're just gonna let this settle out. Usually comes in spurts, so they're just gonna wait for this to settle and then continue the team fight. He got doomed, he's not happy. And here we go. Are they going to be able to finish this one out here? There's the blink away, and it looks like Execration have just taken this one, and I'm not sure there's anything that Orange have left in the tank. There's the fortification. Sand King coming back. And, oh, arrow hits on you. Ysera moving forward on A. Wants to try to bring him down. He surged. No, not going to make it out. He goes down. Not able to be sent home, but Ninja Boogie still clicking away, right-clicking away. The creeps taking out the towers in combination with the Shadow Shaman wards, and now this Doom is just so manly. Unfortunately, not sure it's manly enough. He's finally going to go down, but not before he gets himself double kill. Dark's here, going to get it out of here. Arrow going to sail through. As long as he doesn't get hit by this, he should be okay. No problem, but there's so many creeps. The Chen creeps. Get him. The Ether Shot going to finish him off. And down goes second set of racks for Orange Esports, and with it might be the hopes of them ever winning this game. Execration, and just look at that. They've battled back from a 12,000 XP disadvantage. 2 racks is down. They've made it so they can really commit to these pushes. Execration, you, what the hell are you doing here, dude? I don't think you're going to make it out of this one. He's trying to surge away. Oh, actually, they out his stuns. Hip Sprout. Trap goes off. Moves forward. Burrow Strike available in 1 second. And I don't think you're going to make it out of this one, buddy. I don't know what the hell he was doing there.
Sanctioned by the order.
What? You know, damage done. Mission accomplished. Etc., etc. And I think this is the 3rd gen that BGO1 has bought in this game. Let's see. What happened to those 2 gems from before? I'd love to see how many he's bought this game. It's just 2 sitting here. I'm not sure if he bought all of them, but he certainly bought a lot of them. Oh, it looks like the items are just not enough for Orange. They just can't deal with the initiation. The Storm Spirit is just still wrecking them. I mean, he didn't get any kills in the last fight, but the initiation that it gives them is fairly ridiculous. And looks like Execration is going to wrap around to the top lane and try to do the same thing. Chen is slowly rebuilding his little forest. But man, Execration, they were the heavy underdogs heading into this, and it looks like they might have secured themselves a game number 1. It's certainly not over yet, as there's a Nature's Prophet on the new team. And you can never count the game out with the Nature's Prophet. Unfortunately. Oh, God. Rip.
Over here now. Blow the man down.
Oh, that's been unfortunate. And now Roshan is up. That was a really fast Rosh. Holy crap. And they're going to take this one for themselves, I think. Oh, God. Lag again. And if they get themselves this Rosh, I don't really see how they can possibly lose. They drop the wards. They want to make sure that they can get this in a quick and efficient manner. All the creeps coming in as well. But if they are able to grab themselves this Roshan, I don't see Orange coming back into it. It looks like Orange has no idea this is even happening. They're going to be very sad to see that that was that fast for Roshan. She's still sitting there. BGO1 going to be the one to pick that up. He might just pass that to the Storm Spirit as soon as possible. And Maelstrom picked up by Winter. He just needs ways to clear out the goddamn creeps. There are a lot of creeps. Let's take a look at the buybacks here as they start to crash into the base. There are a few buybacks available for the Dire. Unfortunately, this last Rex is just going to go down for free. It looks like they can't really engage on this one. Arrow going to come through. That is going to hit on a creep.
Middle barracks has fallen.
And down goes the Rex. Trap pop, but it's just a bit too late. And now Execration, I think, are just going to wrap around the top lane. They've basically committed nothing to getting that Rex. Just an Necrobo cooldown. Now they're going to form up. They need to grab the creeps and bring them all the way back over, but shouldn't take too long. Darkseer quite good at that. And he's going to clear them out. So we'll see. Are Orange going to be able to hold the high ground? Oh, they're smoking up. They want to stop this before it even starts. They already know what happens if they try to hold it on the high ground. They're going to try to initiate outside. There's the Hex on Ninja Boogie. The arrow follow-up is going to hit. But now there's an Epicenter coming in. Are they actually going to be able to deal with this? Now AA darting through as well. He's trying to bring down Sharky. He's going to get him in the back, though. What's going on? Doom on Ysera, but not before he gets a double kill. Ninja Boogie on the run now as well. But now you with the vacuum, with the wall as well. He's going to take down so many there. Finally, the Aegis is spot, but so much damage done. And that's a double kill for you. AA still up as well. And that is going to be the game, I think. 5-man wipe for Orange. They try to engage outside the base. It does not work out for them at all. Not even a little bit. And only Ysera is left now. Winter going to buy back as well, but
Dire's top tower has
unfortunately, I think the time has passed. AA is going to dart forward on Ysera after the Hex being used. Pulls him back. Orchid pop. Down he goes. AA gets another. Winter on the run. Back into the base. The Raxes are gone. The Mega Creeps are up. And there is the GG by Orange. So Execration take a game that maybe most thought that they shouldn't be able to win, but they were down by a huge amount. They come back. This team definitely showing improvement already in the inaugural 50 minutes. Game number 1 in the books. I'm What Is Hip. You can see more from me at What Is Hip TV on Twitter and at High Ground TV on Twitter as well as highground.tv. This is Beyond the Summit. You're watching the inaugural game number 2 of Execration versus Orange Esports coming up right after this.